A Life of Resilience.
Part 1. A Broken Home. Emma was born into a family that knew nothing but hardship. Her father was a compulsive gambler who brought more debt than joy into their small, dilapidated home. When he wasn't gambling, he was drowning in anger, taking his frustrations out on her mother and siblings. The air in their home was always thick with fear. Emma often hid under the old wooden bed with her younger siblings, covering their ears to block out the shouts and crashes from the other room. When Emma was just 6 years old and had started grade 1, her father died suddenly, leaving behind more deaths than memories. While his death brought an end to the violence, it left her mother, Sarah, with the monumental task of raising 8 children alone. Part 2. Childhood in the Shadows. Sarah worked tirelessly, taking on every job she could find, cleaning houses, working in the fields, and even selling vegetables at the market. She left home before sunrise and returned long after dark. For Emma, this meant growing up without much care or affection. Meals were often just plain rice with salt or leftover scraps. Clothes were hand-me-downs packed so many times they barely resembled their original form. At school, Emma was often mocked by her classmates for her tattered uniform and worn-out shoes. But she didn't let the humiliation deter her. She loved learning and found solace in her books, often studying by candlelight late into the night. Part 3. The Struggle to Dream. As she grew older, Emma became more determined to change her life. Despite her family's dire circumstances, she excelled in her studies. Teachers recognized her potential and supported her with old textbooks and advice. Her mother, though exhausted, encouraged her, saying, "Education is the only way out, my daughter." Emma earned a scholarship to attend university. This was a dream come true, but also a heavy burden. She juggled her studies with part-time jobs, working as a tutor and selling snacks at a nearby market. She barely slept but never complained. She knew she was fighting not just for herself, but for her entire family. Part 4. The Teacher's Journey. After years of relentless effort, Emma graduated with a degree in education. She secured a job as a teacher in a rural school, driven by a desire to give back to children who, like her, came from poverty. She poured her heart into her work, often staying late to help struggling students and using her own money to buy supplies for those who couldn't afford them. Her kindness, however, was met with mixed reactions. While some students and parents appreciated her efforts, others saw her generosity as a weakness to exploit. Rumors spread that she was only being kind to gain attention or favors. Some students, despite her help, were ungrateful and rebellious. Her boss, a cold and unfeeling administrator, criticized her for being too involved with her students, accusing her of wasting time on children who would never amount to anything. Emma often left work feeling disheartened, questioning if her efforts were worth it. Part 5. The Lonely Road. Despite the negativity around her, Emma refused to let bitterness consume her. She continued to help her students and sent money home to support her siblings. Her life was a constant battle between hope and despair. One day, a former student visited her, now a university graduate himself. He thanked her for believing in him when no one else did. That moment reminded Emma why she had chosen this path. Though the world seemed unkind, small victories like this kept her going. Epilogue. Strength in Adversity. Emma's life remained far from easy, but she found strength in her struggles. She learned that kindness often goes unrewarded, but it still matters. Despite the heartlessness of some, she chose to be a light for others, proving that even in the harshest conditions, compassion and resilience can thrive. Her story is one of perseverance, a testament to the power of hope in the face of misery. Though her life was filled with hardship, Emma's unwavering determination to rise above it all became her greatest triumph. Life hasn't been kind to me, but I've learned that every struggle has its purpose. Kindness and resilience can change lives, even if it's just one at a time. I hope Emma's story touched your heart. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more inspiring stories, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep sharing these meaningful stories.